I think I broke the game. Oh no! Is it alright? Yeah, there we go. Oh, thank God for that. I thought for a second I just broke everything. Let me turn my light on because I wasn't quite ready for my system to crash just then. Well, you mean and welcome. My name is Yuusha and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. Now, in the last part, I believe we watched the weirdest TV show I've ever seen. I had no words for it. It was that bizarre. I don't even know what I watched. But here we are now. We are back. And in this part, we're trying to find out stuff about Sakaki, and we did find out a few bits, but I think now we're going to find out even more. So guys, my ear, ikimashouka. Ooh? What do you mean any minute now? Yumiko? Oh, okay, that was a quick cutaway. Oh, about the person who owns this. As much as the next guy, no more. Haven't had any reason to look too deeply into him. Sakaki Michiaki is a name you'll find extremely frequently in the papers, magazines, and television news. The East Beach Express Group, owners of a rail network with a prominent line running along the east coast of the Kanto region. As this powerful corporate body's president, it's only natural that he's referenced in the media on a regular basis. Well, because he's a high-ranked up name. On the surface, he's the head of one of the leading Japanese business conglomerates and an extravagant multi-millionaire. And behind the scenes, he's a heartless tyrant, ruthlessly wielding brute force to perpetuate the aggressive expansions of his company, the company's rail network. He doesn't hesitate to shatter the lives of those who stand in his way. Well, damn it. In particular, there's a lot of talk about his borderline fraudulent tactics in acquiring land, apparently a legacy of the previous president. Under his leadership, the group has earned a friendly nickname, Eager Bandit Express. I'm really not particularly interested in that sort of gossip. The fact that I know his name anyway is a decent indication of just how much of an infamous celebrity this man is. So, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. Well, that's about the extent of my knowledge. Hope this is the part where you tell me I've gotten the wrong idea about the guy. Okay. The principal takes a brief sip on her coffee. Okay.
娘のいるこの学園に視察ということでやってくるの。表面上は娘に会いに来てるってことになってるんだけど。
Okay. That's not the case?
会った試しがないわ。これまでに3回、彼はここを訪問しているけどね。
Odd? Why is that?
彼女、榊さんの方から会うのを拒絶しているのよ。
Oh, okay, it's her. Is there a reason for that?
それを話すには前にも言ったこの学園のできた経緯から話さないといけないわ。
Right.
そもそもいけない。そろそろいらっしゃるわ。
Oh, okay. After stopping the alarm, the principal glances back at me.
今の話また後ででもできるけど聞きたい？
No, I don't think that's a good idea. The man comes all the way out here to visit his daughter's school, then leaves without even meeting her? From that behaviour, it's pretty clear the story of Mihama Academy's founding is directly connected to Sakaki's past and family circumstances, even if the principal doesn't spell it out for me. I don't think it would be right to hear anything more than this from a third party. I'm sure it involves those complex reasons she had for being here that you were hesitant to talk about last time. That would mean you would have to tell me things my classmate wants to keep to herself. And if you let the sensitive parts out, I'd end up with half an unpleasant story, which is just as bad.
そう。意外にクラスメート思いなのね。
I thought it was called respect, but okay. Now I'm just looking to avoid making my life more complicated than it needs to be. I stand up from the couch and begin to move toward the door.
榊さん、今日は多分寮の屋上にいると思うわ。
Oh. But before I can make my exit, the principal's words bring me to a
さ
halt.
っきも言った通り、父親には会おうとしないのは彼女の方なんだけど、
Because nobody would typically go up
部
there.
屋にこもりきりで出てこなかったり、その時間だけ外に出ているというわけじゃないの。
Maybe she wants to see him from a distance in which he can't see her.
父親の来るときは決まって寮の屋上から下を見下ろして通り一遍の視察をする
Yeah.
父親の姿を見ているわ。
Yeah, so she watches him where he can't watch her. And you're telling me this why?
他の誰も彼女のケアはしてあげられないのよ。
Oh.
あの通りの子だし、他の子たちも近づきにくいし、特に父親の来るときはピリピリしていて近寄りがた
Okay,
い
so
から。
she's gonna have a box cutter on it. Okay, noted.
その点、あなたは最近榊さんとも交流があるみたいだし。
Been trying. I don't know where you got that information, but it must be a shaky source. I'm not any closer to Sakaki than the others are. If anything, guess the opposite.
そうなの。あなただったら少しは榊さんのケアもしてあげられるかと思ったんだけど。
Act on the basis of wishful thinking and you'll never get anything done. More importantly, don't you have a VIP to roll out the red carpet for? Issei, just stop talking. I'll be leaving now. Wait, oh. No ending off dialogue for it? Okay. I sort of sensed this in our previous conversation as well, but the principal seems to be expecting some sort of convenient chemical reaction between me and the other students. She wants us to bed one of them! Or get a whole horror either way. Yes, I'm putting in effort towards creating something like a student life for myself, which means trying to maintain a basic standard of communication with my classmates. But if that were to cross the line, if I were to push my way into their private lives, there's no way it would end well for anyone involved. After all, we're talking about people driven into something very close to an isolation facility. In a worst case scenario, prying could quite literally be a lethal mistake. Yes, it could be. If I ever get involved in their problems, it's only going to be when they reach out to me on their own initiative. Oh. Since Sakaki hasn't shown any intention to do so, I'm not going to make the first move. And I'm convinced that's the correct policy. But we're going to do it anyway. Damn it. The principal never gives me anything but trouble.
そろそろいらっしゃる頃よね。ひとまず、
Uh-huh.
寮の周りの掃除は一通り終わりましたが、いつもさっちゃんがやってるように綺麗にしてれば何も言われやしないわよ。挨拶とかした方がいいの？やめといた方がいいと思うよ。あまり人のお父さんを悪く言いたくはないけど、正直いい気分にはならないと思う。あまねって由美子のお父さんに会ったことあるの？うちの父さん料理人じゃない？だからいろんなところと交流があってね。それでここに入る前に挨拶だけはしたんだけどさ。
Okay.
あまりいい気分にはならなかったんですね。なんかね、月並みな言い方だけど目が笑ってなかったんだよね、榊さんのお父さん。言葉だけは気持ち悪いぐらいに丁寧だったんだけど。
Okay.
にしてもひどいよね。会社があるのかもしんないけど、わざわざ選んで休日にやってきて、しかもそのまま帰っちゃうんでしょ？
Well, it's not like he can do a lot if you think about it. But the fact that he's making an effort to some extent is...
まあ、
It's like,
坊
okay.
主でやってることだからね。
Oh. Oh, okay, never
あま
mind.
り好きじゃない大人の匂いがするのよさ。
だね。まあ、うちらに会いに来るわけじゃなし、たかだか1時間かそこらなんだから、おとなしくしとこ。
What?
そういや、ユージはどこ行ったの？さっき学園長のところに行くって言ったきり帰ってきてないけど。
そういや、どこ行ったのかな？
I'm already on the roof, aren't I? Oh, no, I'm out of the school. Oh. Oh, we gonna see the dad? Hello?
理事長、お
Oh
久しぶりで
god.
す。
I went to 1 frame a second. That scared me. Ooh. Okay.
あ
Ah, okay, there he is.
あ、前に都内でお会いしてから2ヶ月。いや、
Sakaki.
3ヶ月ぶりぐらいかな。
今日はまたどういった理由でいらっしゃったのですか？
自分の建てた学園に来る理由がいちいち必要なのかね。
いや、そんなわけでは。
一体の視察のついでだよ。厄介なものを押し付けたことへの償いとして、私自身がこうして現地を訪れないことには示しがつかんからな。
Oh,
そうですか。
okay.
あまり時間もない。いつも通りのルートで進めてくれ。
一応視察のコースはこちらで決めていたのですが。
いつも通りのルートで結構。別の場所を見る必要はないし、時間を割くなどもってのほかだ。では行こうか。
なんかこうちょっと扱いの面倒な発電所を押し付けられた感じなのよね。
It's quite fast-paced. That's for damn
こ
sure.
この町にとっての学園がですか？
平時だったらどうということはないんだけど、仮に何かがあった場合、住んでる人の不安感ってのはそりゃすごいと思うわよ。失礼よね、人をそんな扱いしちゃって。でもそうされるような理由、
Yep.
みんなにもあるじゃない。
We all are here for a reason.
それはまあだからこそのこの視察なのよね。何も問題ないですよ、大丈夫ですよってアピールのために、時々こうして大ボスがやってきて適当にうろうろして帰っていく。
カイワレやほうれん草を食べるのと同じなのよ。
The E. coli, what?
だよね。つかそうでもしないといつ学園の排斥運動とか起こってもおかしくないもん。
Okay. We're just gonna skip over like somebody got E.
やっぱ
coli
り邪魔なんでしょうか？
somehow.
そうじゃないって。だからこそみんな街では頑張っていい子にしてるんだし、こうやってボスが来た時もひっそりとおとなしくしてるんだから。
Right.
でもまあ一番辛いのは榊さんよね、やっ
So
ぱり。
Amane knows.
そうですよね。
Oh, they all know. And there's Sakaki.
校舎から出てきたわね。
Oh, cool. It's got a little moving image. That's wicked. As soon as I opened the door to the rooftop, I'm met with a piercing glare. Much like the last time we met here, Sakaki is standing straight as an arrow near the edge of the roof, her hair dancing in the sea breeze. But unlike last time, there's undisguised hostility in her eyes. Yo. Yo. Holding eye contact, I answer her sharp gaze with a light greeting. She's clearly on her guard, so I stop my approach with a good distance still separating us.
前と同じ理由かしら。
What are you talking about?
ここに来た理由よ。偶然なのかどうか聞かせて。
The reason I'm here, of course, is that I was slightly worried about a certain woman I knew to be brooding all by herself. Thanks to that meddlesome principal's unsolicited tip, I knew Sakaki's location, and having been handed that information, the idea of leaving her up here alone started to feel strangely unpleasant. Of course, if I told Sakaki the plain truth in this situation, there's no doubt she'd aggressively reject my concern. A coincidence, of course. I did hear today was a slightly special day, though. Okay, I'm playing the idiot. So instead, I offer up a vague mixture of lies and truth. The ball's in Sakaki's court now.
そう。ならばそっとしておいて。話しかけないでちょうだい。
Don't worry, I didn't start the conversation last time either, remember? Sakaki breaks the sidelong glare in my direction, her gaze returning to the ground below. Since the dorm is only a 3-story building, the people below are clearly visible from our vantage point on the rooftop. Just now, the principal is leading a man in an expensive-looking dark grey suit, and what seems to be his entourage in our direction. Sakaki pursed her lips tightly. She is not happy. As the approaching figure draws closer, she pulls herself back from the edge of the roof, just far enough that she can't be seen from the ground. Her placement clearly conveys her desire to observe, and her absolute rejection of being observed in return. Yeah, mate. Your scooter parts? Didn't you put it in like a box outside or something like that? Or in your bag? Yeah. Oh yeah, how'd it go by the way? Nice. This is why you need to be careful of your bits. Well, you need to be more careful with it. Obviously not, because you have to fix it somehow if you've done something wrong. Just don't do it to a point where you damage it even more. Alright? No. All of your bits were just separately, remember? The only bit that's yours under my bed is the other PS4 remote. Alright. Yeah. As far as I can move it. That's right. It's alright, don't worry. There's a voice from below. I casually glance toward the sound. The man in the expensive suit has a fake smile plastered across his face. And his laughter is utterly hollow, to the point that it's actually physically unpleasant to hear. It's the forced laugh of a person who hasn't known real amusement in a very long time. You'll find it. Well, ask him. Relax, take it bit by bit, stop going insane, you've only just come back home. Alright, breathe. You can whew for a moment. Alright? Oh, it's right off on the way, you can turn that light off at least. Cheers, fella. Sakaki flinches at the sound. She really is scared of him by the seems of it. She opens her mouth ever so slightly, takes a few small breaths, then closes it again. Her sharp gaze is clearly focused on the man in the expensive suit. She watches the man fixedly as he struts along confidently next to the principal. It's the expression of someone sizing up an old and bitter enemy. But there's also something like sadness there. We haven't been formally introduced or anything, but it seems safe to say that the man in the suit is her father, Sakaki Michiaki. Compared to the man in the pamphlet, he seems slightly scrawnier. I'm willing to bet that's just the result of some subtle photographic retouching by his PR people. Yumiko simply stares down at him in silence. Those aren't, or shouldn't be, the eyes of someone looking at their father. That said, they're not full of murderous rage either. Her eyes are just sad. Sad and empty.
これで一通り回りましたが。
Okay. At the principal's words, the group stops just a little distance from the dormitory.
ああ、ではこれで終わりにしよう。が、
Oh.
その前に
He turns to his side, fixing the principal with a cold-eyed stare.
念のために聞くが、あれはアバンと言ってるんだろう？
はい。
Yeah.
どうしてもと。
Yeah, he's very quick to anger as well, surprisingly. With a single irritated grunt, the chairman turns on his heel and begins to walk off. He strides towards the front gate with his party, exuding an overbearing haughtiness to the end. He doesn't look back. So he's quite a classic person then, by the seams of it. Sakaki stares, unblinking at his quietly retreating figure. There's no particular emotion on her face now. She simply watches until the end. She actually... It's like she's scared. More than sad. When his distant figure reaches the school building and finally passes completely from view, Sakaki drops both hands to the iron rail, leans forward and heaves a heavy sigh. She stays that way for a long time, looking straight down at the concrete beneath her feet. The sea breeze picks up after a long interruption. Salty air rushes past us from behind. Sakaki's long hair and school uniform flap noisily in the wind. When the gust dies down, There's a moment of perfect silence.
やっぱり何も聞かないのね。
Sakaki mutters a few words to the concrete beneath her feet. Was that to me or to her dad? There's a hint of weakness in her voice. That's right, oh, it's me. I offer a concise reply. I'm not tactless enough to poke my nose into other people's business out of mere curiosity. I can be considerate too, Yumiko. I think we've been over this. I'm not going to ask you anything. But if you have something you want to talk about, I'm willing to listen. I don't know when Sakaki really wants what Sakaki wants from me right now. But I think her words pretty clearly indicate that she was hoping I'd ask her something. Of course, that doesn't mean I now have free rein to barrage her with questions. That isn't why I'm here in the first place. Why won't you see your father? Is there a reason you're in the school? What exactly do you think about Sakaki Michiaki? There are plenty of things I'm interested in knowing, but it's not like dragging the answers out of her is going to change anything. If explaining things would offer Sakaki some relief as her classmate, I'm willing to ask those questions. But as long as I don't know that for sure, throwing my curiosity at her would exceed good-natured meddling and land solidly in the territory of outright prying.
あなたの考えはよくわかったわ。
Huh? Sorry if you find my reasoning unpleasant. This is just my personality.
不快ではないわ。
Oh.
少なくともこれまで私の周りにいた人間とはあなたは違うみたいね。
Okay. From Sakaki's expression, I can understand she doesn't mean that in a negative way. Yeah, that's not a bad comment. Her usual harsh, prickly aura of the rejection seems to have softened somewhat.
私が話したいと思った時は聞いてくれるのかしら。
Yeah. Like I just said, talk all you want. I'm not going to stop you.
そうね。わかったわ。
That's a smile. that's a smile. Sakaki pushes herself away from the railing and walks across to the door.
それじゃあまた。
Mata. Yeah. Sakaki's slender hands throws the door open with surprising firmness. As soon as she's inside, it closes solidly behind her. The wind picks up again, gusting strongly across the rooftop. A few stray grains of sand from the nearby beach blow into my face. Ugh. Guess I head back myself. That was cool. That was actually nice. I'm not going to pretend to understand Sakaki right now. But if my arrival at this dorm, my entrance into her life, can end up working to her advantage somehow, I think I'd like to make that happen. Simple as that. Right now, the fact that I'm living this carefree, peaceful life fills me with guilt. It's a burden I carry with me every waking moment. Ooh. If I can lighten that load of self-condemnation slightly by doing something half-assed pseudo-counselor volunteer work, then there's something in it for me as well. Of course, the way I'm thinking about this in such a calculated mercenary way adds a whole new layer of guilt on top of it all. Oh yeah, it's kind of an off note. I actually bought a film recently to watch that. It actually came out in the UK not that long ago. It's Ready Player One, Blu-ray. Gonna watch it tonight, see if it's any good. On second thought, I don't know if I should be counselling anyone. Slowly descending the stairs, I mutter quietly to myself. Sinking deeper into a Sunday afternoon, melancholy that has nothing to do with the approaching work week, I continue my little soliloquy for some time. Okay. Early afternoon on a clear, ferociously hot summer day. Even in our air-conditioned classroom, the temperature is pushing 90 degrees down. Harmony slumps forward over her desk, panting, her tongue lolling out of her mouth. She resembles nothing so much as a broken down old dog tied up in the sun.
夏なんてなくなっちゃえばいいのに。
My favourite season is actually spring. Oh, no, it's autumn, sorry. My favourite season is autumn. I absolutely love autumn.
今日は特に暑いね。あんまり暑いといろいろなものが膨張するのよさ。
Thermal expansion?
なんで私を見る？
あまねえは暑い国で生まれたの？なんかこう。
Jurassic Park.
恐竜的な意味合いで。
Jurassic Park.
私の体が大きいのは暑さ関係ないから。
I wonder.
むしろ寒い国の生き物の方が巨大化するという話を聞いたことがありますけど。
Yeah.
マンモス的な意味合いでな。
More of a mammoth.
いや、だからさ。
Emily grew up because she has a healthy appetite, plain and simple. Just this morning I saw her pop Mackinus leftovers into her mouth. Don't think she even knew what she was doing.
だって残したらもったいないし。あまねってさ、子供の頃は意外と肥満児だったりしたんじゃない？いやー、そうでもないよ。確かに背は子供の頃から高い方だったけど、昔はガリガリに痩せてたし。
Okay.
本当に？
って言いながら私のウエストを掴むのやめなさい。
このいい具合にちょこっと余ってるお肉がマニアックですよね。少し羨ましいです。
Jesus, Sachi, you're going in
昔は
low.
ガリガリに痩せてたのに、なんで今はそんなにむっちりしてるわけ？
Oh.
一時期さ、ろくなもの食べてない時があって、それ以来体質が変わったみたい。
Oh.
ダイエットでもしてたの？ダイエットっていうか、
Oh, I actually remember something. Ah. I just remembered a little bit. You guys remember me when I first played this and I said that I watched the anime 3 years before the actual game came out? I just remembered a tiny bit of what happens with Ame, but I can't remember everything. I remember bits. I don't remember everything.
とにかくさ、ご飯を食べないでいたら栄養失調で死にかけてね。
Oh.
そしたら体がどんどん栄養を蓄えるようになっちゃったのよね。
Ah.
普段通りに食べてても1ヶ月で7キロも太ったことがあってびっくりしたわよ。
Well then.
でも言うほど太ってないわよね。
Yeah.
運動と食事制限してるからだよ。やめたらブクブク太るよ多分。
Probably.
その話詳しく聞かせていただこうかしら。
Yumiko?
あ、何？あんた太ったの？だからあんたはまずインスタントをやめなさいよ。
Instant.
夜中に小腹が空いたからってカップ焼きそばとか食べるから太るのよ。
別にそれほど太ったというわけで。
Yumiko is speaking to us.
ずいよ。
Shut up, Amado.
つうかちゃんとエアコン動いてるの？もう夏なんてノーなってまえばええのに。もうして夏ボケー。
And her accent's coming out.
マネが壊れていく。
You're correct on that one, Makina. The heat only gets to you because you lack willpower. Go take a nice long run outside and I bet you'll feel a lot cooler.
またそうやってデタラメを言う。
でも確かに風見さんは先ほどから一滴も汗をかいていません。サイボーグなのですか？
I did think about this when I did play this. Like, he just seems to come up with the best answers immediately, so maybe. I spent plenty of time in hotter climates. A heat wave like this doesn't bother me at this point. It's all about getting yourself accustomed to it. If you run outside in the summer and get your body temperature up, after a while you won't be breaking a sweat in a heat like this. Of course, I'm speaking from experience. That's...
それが俺のルールだでしょ。あんたの言うことってデタラメなのにやけに本当っぽくて試してみたくなるだけに厄介なのよね。
私ちょっと走ってこようかな。
Makina?
ほら見なさいよ。頭の弱い子がすぐ真似したがるんだから変なこと言わないの。
I would have expected Sachi to do that, really. What? Did I say something weird? I turn around in search of support, but no one makes eye contact. You've let me down, everyone. Is this the bystander effect at work?
まあ確かにこれだけ暑いとあまねじゃなくてもだれるわね。海にでも行って泳ぎたい感じ。海に？
Yeah.
何よ。あんた海知らないの？
ふんにゃ。海が何なのかは知ってるし、見たことはあるけど、泳いだことはないのよさ。
Oh.
ああ、そういえば昔私と榊さんとみちるで海に行ったことあ
Does
った
this
わよね。
mean we have the beach filler episode coming up? Oh, yes, please.
苦い思い出だわ。
Oh. What happened in that one?
ちょっとあんたは全然マシだったじゃない。一番ひどい目にあったのは私よ。
楽しかったな。
Amane, what did you do? There seems to be something of a divergence of opinion on that.
いえ、海は楽しかったのは事実よ。あの旅行のおかげで私たちの微妙な距離感が埋まったと言えなくもないわ。
Okay.
冗談じゃないわよ。私は未だに夢に見るぐらいひどい目にあったのよ。
Did you nearly drown Michiru?
何があったのよさ。
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
筆舌には託しがたいわね。実際に経験するまで何を聞いても正確には理解できないでしょう。
Oh, wow.
そこまで言われると逆に興味が湧きますね。
Yeah.
よし、今度みんなで海行こうか。学園長に車出してもらってさ。
Oh, I don't mind. Doesn't that currently seat 5? Sakaki, Michiru, Amane, Makina, Sachi, and me. There's 6 students alone, and presumably the principal would be coming along as well. There's no way we'd all fit.
じゃあ他の車も借りて2台で行こうよ。
Huh? What, a rental car or something?
学園の備品でいいじゃん。環境整備棟の車庫に1台あるからあれを借りよ。
Why do we have a spare car? Is there really something they're going to loan out to us?
前にも何度か借りたことあるし大丈夫でしょ。手配しておくよ。
We found our driver! Okay, but who's going to drive it?
大丈夫。私普通車の免許持ってるし。
You've got a license. You do?
まあ任せろ。
Amane cheerfully lumps her chest in confidence. Our 2 younger classmates rejoice energetically, but Sakaki and Michiru are strangely... It's Amane's driving. It's Amane's driving. The looks on their faces concern me slightly.
楽しみだね。当日はお弁当なのでしょうか。それとも現地で
Barbecue.
バーベキューというのもいいですね。
That could be interesting. It was a pretty spur-of-the-moment plan, born out of nothing more than Amane's desire to escape the heat. But since we have some people looking forward to it now, I guess we might as well make it happen. But for us to take a group trip to a suitable beach is probably going to require something in the way of official permission. Specifically the principal of our school, Tachibana Chizuru. We have to be on board. We'll have to be on board. I'm sure she'll have some resistance to the idea of a group of her potentially unstable students running around outside, but I've gotten the feeling she'll agree if we take her along as a chaperone. Yeah, she'll come along as a chaperone, that's obvious. My guess would be that she won't object too strongly. It's not like she has anything better to do with her time. Damn. Come on, we've already established that she does get a bit busy. God damn it, Kazi. I know enough about the job at this point to conclude with confidence that a principal's work is pretty damn boring. But of course, that's an evaluation from my personal perspective. It's always possible that Chizuru relishes pushing paper around. For all I know, this job could be her very reason for living. If that's the case, I really shouldn't barge in and interrupt her too often. But since I have business with her, today I've got no choice. However, there's no cause for concern. I may not be the world's most skilled communicator, but even I know that a friendly, polite greeting goes a long way towards smoothing over this sort of minor faux pas. Hey, sorry to interrupt you when you're having so much fun.
ノックぐらいしなさいよ。それにお楽しみって私は別におかしなことはしていませんよ。
I don't have to say anything, do I? No need to say any more, Chizuru. I'm well aware that you are very much enjoying yourself in the privacy of this office, although I can't say I understand the appeal, personally.
待って、あなた何のことを言っているの？まさか見ていたの？
What do you mean? Hold on a minute! You said it now, you need to tell me. Whatever could you be talking about?
見たのね。
Huh? Well, never mind about that. There's something I wanted to talk to you about. I need a favour.
私を脅迫する気？
It's not that type of thing, is it? What are you getting all worked up about? Calm yourself, Chizuru. You hit menopause early if you're this stressed out. Oh, that was a gut punch. Stressed out all the time, you know. Oh, you already...
あなた失礼にも程がありますよ。いくら私でもまだそんな年齢じゃありません。
I see. My bad. Well, I know it's none of my business, but you're a beautiful woman, Chizuru. And you should resign yourself to a future as an old maid just yet.
それって褒めているの？それともけなしているの？
I'm complimented you, of course. If I'd been born 5 years earlier, I'm sure I would have proposed by now.
ちょっと
What?
おかしな冗談はやめて。
Whoa! Let's add the principles to the harem, why not? Okay, then I guess that's enough kidding around.
冗談なの？
I wasn't joking when I said that you're a beautiful woman. Anyway, hear me out for a minute.
なんなのよ。
She was doing something in this office that we weren't supposed to do! What's the matter? Your face is slightly flushed. Diarrhea?
いいからさっさと要件を言いなさい。私だって暇ではないのよ。
Actually, I'm hoping to take everyone on a group outing to the beach sometime soon.
海？
For one thing, it seems Mackin has never played in the ocean. And let's face it, at the moment you've got a bunch of pale weaklings for students. They tend to avoid healthy outdoor recreation like the plague. Don't you think we should try to do something about that? This might be a good start.
そうね。
So I thought I'd drag the lot of them out into the sun for a while, dress it up as a picnic on the beach or whatever. But after thinking it over, I'm a little worried about having them running wild out there. Naturally, there's a limit of how close an eye I can keep on them by myself. So I was hoping you'd come along too, Chisulu.
私も？
Yes, I could really use a reliable woman like you along on this one. Jesus, Yuji, you have such a way with words, it's beautiful. I know you're busy, Chisulu. When you get down to it, I'm trying to take advantage of your kindness here. I know it's selfish of me, but even so, I'd like you to come to the beach with me. But I'll understand if you say no.
別にダメだとは言ってないでしょ。でも学生が自主的に企画したイベントに私なんかが参加しても。
Are you listening to what I'm saying to you? I wanted to go to the beach with you. That's reason enough for me. Don't overthink this.
私と。
This is just so smooth, it's amazing! Good gosh, Yuji! That's right.
わかったわよ。いつ行くの？
Appreciate it, Chizuru.
なんかあなたって年上の言いくるめるの上手よね。
He's really
乗せら
good!
れた感じ。
Are you angry about being manipulated?
いいわよ。どうせ騙してもらえるうちは女扱いされている証拠だって言いたいんでしょ。仕方がないから騙されてあげます。
Oh. Okay, that sounds like a proposal of sorts, but okay. I'll know about the details later. Would you mind driving one of the cars?
どうせ最初からそれが目的で私に声をかけたんでしょ。
Damn, you caught on.
そこは否定しなさいよ。女を騙すのなら最後まで騙し通すのが礼儀よ。
Nah, that's even rude. That's even more rude. I'll make a note. Always be honest with women. Those are my master's words. No matter how painful the truth you're communicating is, you have to start from a position of honest discussion, or you'll never be able to truly resolve your differences. A very bold and straightforward opinion indeed. Typical of my master's way of thinking. I don't understand why it applies to women in particular. On the other hand, a certain busybody German woman told me quite the opposite. Lie to women. It's the kinder choice. Women aren't really eager to learn the ugly truth, even if they know you're lying. They'll choose to accept the deception as long as they have a reason to do so. We've done a mixture of both. Jeez. I guess Chizuru's opinion would be closer to JD's. Frankly, it's a real pain in the arse to try and anticipate when a woman would prefer a white lie and when they want the truth. But I guess that sort of consideration is an inevitable part of forming functional relationships. And that sort of troublesome woman is supposed to be cute precisely because she's kind of a pain in the arse. I can't say I feel that way right now. That's probably just proof that I'm still a kid. Oh, okay. In any case, it seems that I've managed to secure our transportation. The next order of business would probably be to decide what we're going to do once we get there. But there's probably no need for me to worry that too much about that. In the first place, the only beach activities that I can think of involve someone screaming, "Keep your heads down, god damn it. You're trying to get yourselves killed, maggots," as I crawl across the sand. Jesus, drill sergeant much? Come to think of it, why am I so damn eager to go to the beach? It's just going to bring back a lot of memories tinged with the scent of gunpowder. This is no good. I like to lecture people about acting on the assumption of the worst case scenario, but I'm by myself like this. That rational habit all too often transforms into unproductive pessimism. If I'm going to live normally, I need to acquire the habit of thinking less. The most I should be anguished over before a trip to the beach is the colour of Hawaiian shirt I'm going to wear. We need to get all suited out and look fabulous. I think if I think too much, everything about my life right now starts to feel like a complete farce, and I end up sinking into self-loathing. I asked for this, I sought out normality. It'd be idiotic to run from it now. I want peace, so I refuse to face the ugliness in myself. I want change, so I reject the happiness but a carefree existence. I'm a mess of contradictory impulses, but I guess that's just another way to say human being. Jesus, that works very well. Right, we're gonna end this part here, because yeah, next time, Ichiru. That wasn't actually that bad. That went really good, actually. Like, this part was actually very pleasant to record, and I learnt a tiny bit more at, well, how manipulative Yuji can be, just like that. He is really good at sweet talking older ladies. Jesus. I probably need to take a few hints from him now I think about it. Might have to. So that is unfortunately it for me from this part of Grisaia, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you want any more from me, and I shall see you in the next video. Solid, guys. I will indeed see you next time. Cue the outro.